It's week 1 of the NFL, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the 49ers and the Steelers, and it comes your way next.
At the confluence of the three rivers, the Ohio, the Allegheny, and the Monongahela, we are here at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Today, it's the opener of the 2023 NFL season, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Well, CD, new season is here. Lions and Chiefs got it going on Thursday night. You and I were there. What a scene that was. But now here we are a few days later on Sunday, looking at two teams with great expectations here to begin 2023.
It's always fun to get a new season started, isn't it, partner? Because everyone feels like they've got a shot at the defending champs. They think that they can be the new champs.
A new season of NFL football is here, and we're off in 2023 on EA Sports. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. It's Josh Allen that'll be orchestrating the offense, a 6'5" quarterback from Wyoming.
I remember when he came out of Wyoming, the big question mark, could he be accurate enough to be a star in the NFL? I think it's safe to say he's put all of us in our place and put those doubts to rest. He can roll out and run it. He can bomb it over your heads. Everything in between. He's an absolute nightmare for defenses to try and prepare for. And when he's on, he's an MVP caliber player each and every time he takes the field.
To the air, Allen. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Allen. Well, they would have gotten a conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, highly decorated out of Stanford, Kevin Hogan.
This week, such an important one for his entire offense, but for him especially. He wants to start this new season off strong. He's got big plans for this year. Wants it to be one where he finishes among the league's best while leading his team to the postseason. A strong opening week is a great start to that and can create momentum that carries over not just to next week, but the next few weeks as well. A rising tide raises all ships, and if he can start this season off strong, his offense will benefit.
Hogan now. Flush to his right. A solid stiff arm. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
That's about as exciting of a 1-yard run as you're going to see, finding a way to dodge that first would-be tackler. But again, just 1 yard out of it. Now Hogan. They'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Operating from the gun. Hogan. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. First down, here's Mitchell. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
43-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Hogan. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And the Steelers will take over possession here up at the 44.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. So after the INT, it's Allen. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at their 49-yard line.
Allen going to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
He was defended by Marcus Jones.
To throw, it's Allen. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Now Allen again. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Throwing now is Allen. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 1.
Now Allen. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Hogan. That one caught downfield by Watson. Still going inside the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Christian Watson, 78 yards. And the Niners are on the board first here this afternoon. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now Allen. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Here's Allen. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hopkins. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Allen now looks to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
This is taken at the 23. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. A very tough run for a short gain out near the 32. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Hogan. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Try the right side with Mitchell. He'll take this to the 46. Well, what a way to kick off the year here. Niners and Steelers. And I know the folks back in Northern California are happy to see their quarterback Brock Purdy back out there. Charles, what do you see from him in year 2?
More of what we saw from him in year 1, partner, because this young man, he really sees the reins in that first season. And he is excited about expanding his game and pushing the ball downfield even more in year 2 as a starter with the 49ers.
Back to throw. Hogan. He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
I don't care who you are. 60 yards is a very ambitious attempt. Hard to make even in practice in the best of conditions. And now, worst of all, you give the other guys the ball to start their drive at midfield.
Well, they gave the 60-yarder a try, didn't make it, and now they're in a tough position defensively. This offense has it at midfield. The tackle there by Rashad Weaver.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Here's Allen to throw it. The throw right side here going to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send down the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one. So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Running left, here's Mitchell. To about the 40-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with 3rd down coming up. On 3rd down, here's Mitchell. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Right back to Mitchell here. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 40 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. This pass hauled in by Dotson. They'll give him 4 yards there. 3rd and 7 now. Operating from the gun, Hogan. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Hogan. And this is going to be incomplete.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on 3rd down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that will extend their lead even further. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Allen off the play fake. That one into the hands of Hopkins downfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. And he gets it down to the 32. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They run it again with Williams. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Now 2nd and 5. Operating from the gun. Allen. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Nicole Hardman. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers have cut it back within a score.
Boy, that route is really tough to cover because if they're running it correctly, you think it's really going to be a slant.
Yeah, well, we talk all the time about how it's tough to execute offensively, but you're saying, don't forget, it's tough to cover for the defense, too.
Yeah, the number one thing that you're taught is to not get caught inside or get beat inside. So you guard that a little bit more. So that gives you a little bit more space to operate outside if you start your move initially inside if you're a receiver.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. The The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, they may try and work their way into field goal range and try to tie up this ball game. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To the air, Allen. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Hopkins. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Allen. Under pressure, they got him again. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The Niners ready to go on offense for the final time of this first half. And leading 10-7, and they may just want to get this to the locker room. Hogan now. Able to get away, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This is a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. But we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But keep an eye on that defense, and I think the coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And now after that sack, we'll pause here a moment because someone was shaken up on that play. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in Week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. Now Mannion with his first toss since coming in. That is incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Operating from the gun, Allen. He finds Hopkins complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
They'll run with Hall. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Now Hogan. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Robert Quinn in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint as that is sack number 100 and what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. To throw on 3rd down. Hogan. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. John Franklin Myers in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taken right around the 44. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. Some extra space following the display of Powell. Down just inside the 45. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
3rd down and 6.
Operating from the gun, Allen. And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Looking to throw, Allen. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the 1st down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Well, Terry is in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. And he is caught. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football,
There's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Give running right is Mitchell. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. On the jet sweep, this is Johnson. This one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. Back to throw. Hogan. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
And that is no good. Hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in, and that will keep this a 3-point game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
2 sides to every coin. This is the bad side of missing the 58-yarder. Now they start at the 48. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on standing their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off, and try to chip someone at the second level.
Well, first down there on a pickup at 25.
And it's pretty evident that this passing game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected, but this is a good pickup here for the first down.
Down to the 25. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. Now 2nd and 9. Now Williams running left. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. He's got his target. That's complete. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Nico Hardman. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even insult the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hogan. Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. They run over center with Mitchell. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Allen. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Marcus Jones. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
At the 16-yard line.
To throw, it's Allen. It's complete to Hopkins. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. This offense so far on 3rd down, not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And we'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before you get the 1st down.
The 49ers ready to set up shop again offensively. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
They push him back 8 yards at time on 2nd down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Hogan. And that is incomplete. It's rare that a receiver of his caliber would drop one pass, but that's now 2 times he's had his mitts on one and lost it.
Yeah, and I don't think that they're going to lose confidence in him, though, because of the track record. Such a good player, maybe having a bad game, but I think they'll still go to him in a critical spot.
It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And out will come the offense as they take over. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Allen going to throw. A quick throw, but incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
On 2nd down, Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Allen. Now a short one to Gesicki. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else. And now it's 3rd and 10.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 10.
Now Allen. He's got the hook up to Hopkins. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big 30-yard play on third.
The teams practice their plays during the week. They're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Allen to throw once more. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Just because you got the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Allen's throw here taken in by Gesicki. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Here's Allen to throw it. On the slant, he's got Hardman. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here's 2nd and 3. And again, it's Allen. And that'll be incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because
got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Jacoby Myers from 3 yards out. And the Steelers are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. And that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team is playing, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Well, trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Throwing to start the drive. Hogan. Quick slant to Watson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Operating from the gun. Hogan. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a 1st down if not for that penalty moments ago. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd down and 4. Back to throw. Hogan. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a 49ers 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Johnson. And he is going to lose yardage here. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. The throw over the middle, taken in. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 35. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Complete, it's Dotson. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw again. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th. The kick by Elliott is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Cavante Turpin now from his end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
On first down, Allen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
To the air, Allen. That's caught by Myers. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. On play action, Allen. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yeah. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Again, it's Williams. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. But the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. On 3rd down, here's Williams. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The kick by Meyer is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
There's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now As you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touch. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. But here in the fourth quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early. And sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And this time he won't even make it back to the line of scrimmage as they stop him in his tracks. Tough spot here, third down and 11.
Brings up third down and 11.
Allen now looks to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Steeler first down. All smiles on that sideline. That should be the one to do it.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They go down to a knee, and the new campaign off to a good start. It's a win here in week 1. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for week 1, and one of our early window games here in week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's got to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between week 1 and week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Steelers, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they'll get another home date next week as the Browns will come to town. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.